a podcast that talks about music, movies, sports, and news.
To know the people, promoting and sharing with the world a beautiful story.
This is Frail Fragment's Monster
Closet.
Hey, this is the Monster Closet, episode 135. It's Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. We have a special guest. She's bringing the storm today. I think Toronto's going through some crazy weather today. It's like 30 degrees outside, and we're supposed to get like 70-kilometer-an-hour winds and rain. We're so happy that she's joined the show. She's won awards. Her song California Gold really kind of touched me and got me to get in touch with her, and I'm so happy that she's doing the show. She keeps really busy. I mean, her last show I think was last week at the Painted Lady on April 26th, and her next show is May 6th at the Horseshoe Tavern. I'm excited for you, and it seems like you're really running with the ball right now. Here to welcome Dani from Dani_music. How are you?
Good. First of all, thank you so much for having me on today, Len. I'm really excited, and I'm excited to be here.
Cool. Yeah, I saw your, I went through your credits for your album, and you did it at Catherine North Studios with Emma Will.
Yes, I did.
So we played with Emma Will a couple of weeks ago at the Corktown pub in Hamilton. You wouldn't happen to have been at that show, would you? Were you at that show?
No, not that one, but I've been to her other ones.
Okay. Well, I passive crossed, I know before, like we're doing about 8 shows a year. You have a familiar face. I think I've seen you before. I've met you somewhere down the line, but regardless, the song sounds amazing.
Thank you
and
so much.
And that studio's like top notch. So congratulations. And I mean, you're in good hands with Emma Will. Like she's amazing. So I saw something here. Opposed to all the awards that you've won, you were born in Colombia. You were raised in Mississauga.
Yes.
And when did you kind of touch down in Mississauga?
I was maybe a year and a half. I was really small.
Okay. So when did you start playing music?
So I got my first guitar when I was about 9 years old, and I really loved it, but I had no idea how to play it. And then I started taking 1 to 2 lessons when I was around 12, 13. And I just started playing, and I wanted to write songs, and I always wrote poetry growing up. So I wanted to put music to the words, and I started doing that.
Nice. Yeah, similar. Like I got a guitar when I was 12 years old, kind of begged my dad to make it happen, and he took me to Scarborough Town Center, and we went to like Walton's music store, and they sold pianos, but they had an acoustic section, and he picked up an acoustic guitar, and I stared playing that way. And I kept with it, and I've been playing shows for a long time. And I'm just happy for you that it's a really hard thing to do, play a show, right? I mean, you have to rehearse, you have to get along with people, you have to book shows, deal with other bands, kind of go to and from the show, and kind of people, they kind of size you up within 70 seconds. So you really have to love what you're doing, and it's to be celebrated, because it's hard to do, right? Like it's not easy to put yourself out there. So I applaud you for that. And even if I can get one person to check you out, I mean, I think I've done my job, right? So yeah. What another thing that popped out? You studied in the University of Edinburgh in Scotland, was it?
I did. So very many different side quests in life. So I studied at U of T, and during my 3rd year of exchange, I went to the University of Edinburgh, and I lived in the UK for a year.
Wow. How was that? Did you enjoy Europe or UK?
I loved it. The songwriting there is amazing. Like it's very folky and rootsy, very inspiring.
Oh yeah, like I mean, they're the king. Like, well, England is the king of kind of rock and roll, right? You got like those powerhouses from the 60s, Led Zeppelin, David Bowie, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, like the list goes on. And they've kind of inspired the music that has inspired me, which is like the grunge era with like Nirvana and Soundgardens and the Alice in Chains and all these bands, right? So yeah, it all came from, well, black music back in the day, but I mean, it was presented in the 60s in a very cool, unique way, right? So I mean, just to brush shoulders there with people, I mean, some of the magic must have rubbed off of you, right? So I mean, and yeah, like what are your plans for 2025?
So I have a couple more shows within this month in May. I'm also performing during CMA Ontario weekend at the Anchor Bar on Friday, May 30th. And I'm planning on recording the next singles for my first EP album and just songwriting as much as I can, doing more shows this summer, and hopefully some music festivals.
Nice. Yeah. So speaking of music festivals, Dani needs your vote for North of Nowhere Music Festival. It's in Lindsay. It's the last day to vote. Unfortunately, you're probably not gonna catch it in time to vote because this is the last day to vote, right?
For round one.
For round one. But I wish you all the luck in the world, and
Thank
the
you.
sky's the limit, right? Like you're doing great. I've checked out some of your live performances on your socials, and you kick ass. You're awesome. I hope I get to see you play live. And yeah, I hope you get to see like my band play live. It's a very different thing what I'm doing, but we're running with the ball too right now. But we're kind of in different places. I think like I got like a family and the whole thing, and like our band members are all over the place, and it's kind of we've been doing it for a while. Again, we celebrate the fact that we're doing it, and it's great that you're doing it, and just to create awareness behind great songwriters like yourself, right? So.
Thank you so much. And how's your band doing? Like, tell me more about you.
So we got a show on, shameless plug. We got a show on this Friday at the Horseshoe Tavern. It's kind of like my show that, I do for my birthday. Usually like a May the 4th be with you show at the Horseshoe Tavern, but like a Star Wars kind of theme. But they gave us May 2nd this time around because there was a touring band on Saturday, but that's cool. I mean, it's a solid lineup. We got like, doors open at 8. We got the Android Meme at 8:30. We got Frail Fragment, my band, at 9:30. We have the Reed Effect at 10:30 and Star Beast at 11:30. And Star Beast are like all of the bands are really, really solid. That's $15 at the door. I mean, let me know if you can make it. I'll put you on the guest list.
I love that.
Yeah. We'll keep in contact after this show, and yeah, let me know if you can come this Friday because I'll put you on the guest list. You walk right in, check us out, and I promise we'll impress you.
I'm excited. Yes, to hear you guys live.
And check us out, frailfragment.com. We got 5 albums on socials. Working on album number 6 that's going to be released May 4th, 2026. But we're going to talk a little bit more about you. I like to ask all singer, songwriter, composers this. Why do you do what you do?
I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of risk with following what you feel is right with your dreams or your goals and your aspirations, whether you're a musician or you're in STEM or whatnot. And so I think it really boils down to a love for music and a love for creating, regardless of the outcome. And I think something that I try to maintain as a mindset going, especially into the creative industry, is that the only thing you should really be focusing on is being better than what you were yesterday and learning as much as you can. And when you're starting something off, make as many mistakes as possible. Get all the mistakes out of your system so that when it comes time to connect with people, you're ready and there's no barriers in between you. So it boils down to passion and love. And I think for every artist, and probably for yourself and for your band as well, I think it comes from also like fulfilling that inner child desire to want to create and be spontaneous and be adventurous and show that to the world and write.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that answer. It's a very positive answer. I feel like, when I first heard Nirvana, Nevermind, my world changed. And this was going back a long time ago when I was a kid. I was like 11. I bought a guitar, and by the time I was 12, I was kind of getting a band together, and that was kind of like that deciding moment for me. But I feel like validation had something to do with why I was getting into playing music. Like I wanted to be validated. I felt like I was good enough to hang with the best of them, and I kept looking for those gatekeepers to get me into this network for this validation and this approval to become a rock star and to have all this money and not worry about anything. But as I've gone through it, you tend to see how big the promotional side of it is, the business side, the beast of what the music business is. It can, take you out where you're not even present in your life anymore. So for me, it's like I did 350 shows from 2007 to 2012, let's say. So 4 or 5 years I did like 250 or 350 shows. So I got that out of my system anyway. And now it's kind of like last year I did 8 shows. I mean, the year before that I did 8 shows, and this year I'm doing 8 shows. And I want to make these shows more special, and that's why I'm getting in touch with the artists and kind of, it's not such a high buy sort of thing. It's more of an intimate experience, and you get to know the artists and the bands you're playing with and create awareness behind good music. So this is why I'm doing this. And it kind of just started as a chill with a buddy, this podcast, and it happened on its own. I had these tours and I was meeting bands and I was getting in touch with these people, and we started evolving into something better. And that's kind of what you're talking about. And I really have a knowing with that's what it's about. It's about creating a balance in your life and seeing that you have everything you need internally. It's not externally.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like, that's kind of the realization, right? And so I'm going to take a step down. I was talking about this last podcast. I'm going to take a step down from the promotional hat because it's just not worth it for me anymore. Because I have kids now, I have a family, and I'm always going to enjoy playing music, and I will play live. And I'm going to continue to write, and I'm going to continue to record. It's just the promotional side of it I could care less about now. So if I need to get to play a show and get that out of my system, I could just grab my guitar and, take a trip to Kensington Market and play a show, right? Or if another band wants me to play a show, they can reach out. And if it works for me and there's a balance, I'll show up and we'll do the best I can. That being said, I'm still going to jam. I'm still going to practice. I'm still going to hone my skills with a band and challenge ourselves with like stemming and this and that and just, and that's the process now. And I feel like that's the riches. That's where I am rich, right? It's not money. It's not being a rock star or a superstar. It's creating a balance and realizing what it really is to be happy, right? So that's what it is for me. And like music has helped me do that, right? Because, when I'm booking shows and I'm promoting shows, there's a lot of stress behind it, and you have to kind of take a step back and see how lucky you are to be on that stage and, where all of this work has come to this point, right? And it's a special feeling. And I know you have that feeling because you're an artist yourself, but I digress. Dani, DANI_my music, to follow you, to check you out. I hope I get to meet you in person on Friday.
Absolutely. Would love that.
And yeah, we go on at 9:30, and you can go to danimusic.ca as well. There's a bio there, and it goes into a bit more about who she is. But I appreciate you putting yourself out there today, and come back on the show. I'll message you in like a month or two, or throughout the summer, and maybe let's do something again on the Monster Closet.
I'm down. That'd be
Okay.
great.
Cool. Nice to meet you. And this is Frail Fragments, Monster Closet, episode 135, Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. Dani, thank you so much for being with us today. Much love. frailfragment.com. We're all over Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, any of the big social medias. We're out there, and we're going to push this show. Keep it locked. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Thank you so much. Peace.
She's got flowers in her hair, doesn't have a care about the world, about the world. Movie screen machine, dancing like a queen, and all her gold can't be sold. You can try to impress a dream in all her bones. It overflows, daring to believe. To be is not to be in this world. You're meant for more. They can try to impress her with tiny fires. They don't know she's got something else on her mind. Carolina's on your mind. Windows down, the music's high, so high, so high. Carolina's on your mind. Windows down, the music's high, so high, so high tonight. 'Cause you're stuck on the edge as the waves hit you frozen. Don't you know? Don't you know? Carolina's on your mind. Windows down, the music's high, so high, so high. Carolina's on your mind. Windows down, the music's high, so high, so high tonight. Da 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 da. Carolina's on your mind.